Are out there on the ground struggling to fight this famine that has gripped the Horn of Africa. Right now, more than 12 million people are in desperate need of assistance. The international community being urged, donate more and donate soon. This is why you're looking at it. These are the latest figures from the United Nations. It estimates Somalia alone needs just over $1 billion to help the starving. The UN has less than half of that amount covered. Most of the money is funneled into food assistance. Now, based on these figures, that means for every dollar pledged, 40 cents is spent actually feeding the hungry. Agriculture is already a high priority, followed by nutrition, health, and then sanitation and water. Now, the other category shown there in purple, it includes education, protection, and shelter. For more on this, let's speak to Duncan Green. He's head of research at Oxfam. He's in our London newsroom right now. What do these numbers really tell us about how our aid money is spent?
Well, what they're telling us is that we've raised a lot of money very quickly, almost $1 billion in just over a month, but there's a huge way to go. We need $1.4 billion to actually prevent starvation. There's 500,000 people at risk of starvation, and to do that we need a lot of different approaches. We need to get food into people's stomachs, but we also need to make sure they've got clean water, decent sanitation, a range of approaches to make sure they get through this.
Duncan, what are you seeing? There's a lot of talk about donor fatigue, but when it comes to Somalia, there are some people that still hold something of a political grudge. They look at it and they say this is a failed state and we're just throwing good money after bad.
Well, firstly, we're not throwing good money after bad. We've actually got long-term partners on the ground in Somalia who have been doing this for years and who are scaling up right now. So Oxfam is reaching about 500,000 people in Somalia, mainly with water and sanitation. But in general, what we're not seeing fatigue, certainly from the public. The British appeal is up to $60 million from the public in the middle of a recession is really very impressive. So we're not seeing donor fatigue at the moment, and most governments, or a large number of governments, have come through. Some really haven't, so there are a few failures.
When we talk about people, a lot of times there are pledges that are made that are never kept. Right now, this is an urgent crisis. This money is needed up front, isn't it?
Absolutely. So about $1 billion has been pledged and committed. We know where it's going to be spent. There's another 300 million which has been promised but is floating around. So we need to nail down those promises into specific commitments to particular projects as soon as possible before it disappears.
Just very quickly, Al-Shabaab blocking the way of aid groups working inside the country. What effect is that having?
As I say, we've got long-term partners on the ground. We're working in the areas that you've described. It's difficult. It makes life more complicated, but it can be done.
All right. I want to thank Duncan Green, head of research over at Oxfam, for being with us, giving us a little more insight there about the urgency of what's happening and the effectiveness of what's already established right on the ground. Thank you. Now, Somalia's humanitarian crisis comes as the militants, the